The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
It's something. Check out Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast at 98kupd.com.
All right, there you go. Silence the voice. We thank you quite kindly as we cruise through another beautiful day. Absolutely stunning weekend, by the way.
Oh, it was awesome.
Unreal. And it's perfect again right now. Paradise is upon us. It's October. It's my favorite time of year in this city, October, November, especially when it's right. I only hate it when it jumps up to like 107 for no reason in October, but so far it doesn't look like that. Another perfect day here today. Everybody's talking about the game last night, the Brady versus Belichick, and
the most awarded. Well, when that pass record was hit, it was amazing. The ceremony that they.
Pretty unbelievably anticlimactic because they had to wait to give him that extra yard.
They had for that?
Well, Robert Kraft said it.
They fudged the numbers.
Yeah, on the early shows, he was talking. He goes, "Told you head to the board at the end. We've got quite a presentation for Tommy.
Tommy,
I'll be good at handy dandy doodle." But yeah, so then they did that. But Tom Brady, all-time leading passer, and then I forget, it was the most touchdowns or something like that. He had some other record he broke in Foxborough, and he's got all these other, tons of them. And it's just so...
And now he's beaten every team.
Right. What a storybook it is that this dude's career, to go back to Foxborough to become the all-time leading passer. I mean, that's just... The serendipity of that is you can't fix this.
You can't write that.
You can't fake it. You can't go through 20 years and go, and then...
Right.
Like, it's perfect.
You know, the thing that's getting me is that I hated him in New England.
Me too. I like him now.
And toward the end of last year, I started going, look at this guy.
He's having fun.
He's approachable. He's having fun. And this year, it's just disgusting how much I like him.
I do, too. I'm the same. And I'm like, Tom Brady in a Buccaneer outfit, you know what? Go win them all, kid. I don't care. I can't stand him. And that made me realize it's the Belichick thing.
I totally agree.
Because now I see Tom as like a competitor. And like he's like, man, he's out there just competing. The dude, he's on fire. And in New England, I'm like, look at this prick running up and down, screaming and yelling.
System. He's working
I knew he was great, but I just hated how smug. It all seems so smug and arrogant in New England, and down in Tampa, it just seems fun. Except Gronk. Gronk's still a hillbilly. But other than that, it's like...
Well, that dude, did you see what happened to him last week?
He broke 18 ribs.
All of his ribs blew up. All of his ribs are gone.
They kept climbing. I'm like, come on. So I know it's a tough scratch.
First it was one.
Yeah.
I know
bruised.
he wanted to be there.
First it's bruised.
Right.
Then it's like cracked. Then every rib in his body and plus 7 on his plate broke.
And no lungs.
And his lungs exploded. And also he's going to miss next week. Well, yeah, he's going to miss next week. The one thing that bugged me, though, because, I mean, it was a good game. And I think Belichick got the better end of it. What we talked about last week when I was like, I think Bill Belichick, if anybody knows how to disrupt Tom Brady and make him confused, if that's possible, it's going to be that guy. They sat in a room for 20 years.
It would make sense.
Constantly hearing Tom Brady say, I hate that. I hate that play. I hate looking at that. If only the league knew how much I hated this, they'd throw it at me all the time. And Belichick knew that. And so they worked offenses out around like, well, the Steelers are going to come with this or the Titans are going to do that. And if only they knew Tom Brady's Achilles heel was base 3-4. Like he can't see past the, it's usually the simplest thing is the one that stymies him, and all the other ones are, all the hard, elaborate stuff he can do. He can't do addition, but he can do like algebra at the highest level. And if anybody knew that, it was Belichick, and he played it perfect last night. That if it wasn't for a couple tip balls and fumbles and whatever, I think the Patriots or the doink,
missed kick
at the end. But I'm watching the beginning of the game last night, and they're talking to Patriot fans, and I realized something.
Schwartzy?
Well, no, I didn't see that guy.
It's a girl.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
The old lady.
She was awesome.
Schwartzy?
Was she in a half Tom, half Bucks
No.
It's
straight up
pass.
Pats.
She was ready to kill him.
Okay.
And he took it.
Good. Well, they found that one. I didn't see that one. Everything else I saw. Remember when Adele was fat?
Yeah.
And the song Hello came out, and she's singing about, like, hello, it's me. And she's singing to a guy she clearly dated that's like, yeah, hi, how are you? You want to have a chat about the past? And the guy's like, kind of moved on.
Yeah.
Don't really. And she's sitting there going, hello from me. And they're singing like this person misses them as much as they miss that person. Like their ex doesn't think about them anymore at all. But they sit and go, oh, they're in the bushes. They're stalking. That's what Patriot fan is to Tom Brady. They're fat Adele. They think he still thinks of them as much as they think of him. And it's not even close. He went on, he got himself a championship. He's happy. He's throwing the Lombardi trophy in the bay. He's swimming. He's drunk. And they're sitting there going, I wonder if he's thinking of me. The fans are hilarious fat breakup girls.
You don't know how dead on you are because Ortsy is Adele with a steelworker's haircut.
Is that?
Oh, yeah. That's a good description.
I've been calling you, Tommy.
But once
you
he's
do,
on
it
the field,
seems like every time I call you, Tommy, you don't answer. It's just probably you're busy, right?
Call me back.
Call me back, Tommy. I'm sorry for everything I've done, but when I call you, you never seem to be home, Tommy. This is just lyrics from the song. Hi, from the outside there. Well, at least I tried. I'm sorry I broke your heart. It don't matter. Clearly, it doesn't tear you apart anymore. I'll go home now. Clearly, we're on different pages here, Tommy.
Got to go pull a shift.
Hello, how are you? It's so typical to me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. Let's talk about you, Tommy. What you been up to? It's the lyrics from the Hello song by Adele. They are still enamored and in love, and he's parading around his new girlfriend.
because what he gave us.
Oh, Brady, was the best years of our lives. Oh, by the way, that's the only Bill Burr impression. Oh, it's the noise he makes. Oh, I don't know. Oh, so hello from the other side there. How are you? Well, anyway, I tried. Yeah, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm real good. So maybe we could, I'm in California right now. We're out in California, maybe dreaming about you. You dreaming about me? I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell apart for us. Is it still bad for you? No, I got a championship. New girlfriend's great. New kids. Oh, Tommy.
The one fan that was pretty honest about the assessment as far as saying, look, he was on our team. He's no longer on our team.
Right. Time to cheer Patriots only.
I am not a Brady fan.
Celebrate him.
He's probably been
when he retires.
booted from the
More
Patriots.
likely, yeah. Oh, we don't talk about it that way. Don't. You celebrate him when he retires. You don't, when Rod Woodson came back as a Raven, won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. The Steeler fans did a big video collage of how great it was to have Rod Woodson back. He's a legend in Pittsburgh, but no. When Franco Harris came rolling in dressed as a Seahawk, there wasn't a big video montage of possibly the greatest Steeler to play the game. No. It's like when the Cardinals put up, or the Suns have done it too, in their Ring of Honor. Like Chris Paul's going to go in the Ring of Honor. He's been here like an hour. And
it's already done.
That's their guy. Well, this day and age, it's a little different because you rarely get that guy who stays. You don't get that dude who is if
he puts in a couple more years, another
year.
He's
only got a couple more years. He took him to the championship. He's in the Ring of Honor. There's something about Chris Paul is just going to be. He's going to be in like 9 Ring of Honors. Well, anyway, Tommy, I'm sorry I broke your heart. You didn't. I'm good. It's no secret. Both of us are running out of time to try to get this fired back up, right? It's not going to happen. All right. Call you tomorrow.
We'll see how that goes 3 years from now. Oh. He's still in Tampa.
Oh, if he's 48, he's got 3 more. Tommy, thinking about me? No. God
You're a dick, Tommy.
We've got this new kid, Mac. He's nice. It's not you, Tommy. No one will ever be you. 1,000,000 miles between us here, Tommy. But I was watching those saps on the NFL game day.
They sold it good.
Giant women. Yeah. And I'm like, they're Adele. Because I remember listening to that song. Adele had like 3 or 4 songs in a row that were huge hits, and all of them were her talking to a dude who's clearly moved on. And she's sitting there singing like, oh, we're both so sad. It was when Bill Bidwell petitioned the NFL not to leave the NFC East because of the rivalry with the Cowboys. And he's like, our rivalry is too big. How can you split this up? And Jerry Jones said, what rivalry? You're the only team we don't have one with. And Bill's like, what are you talking about? Jerry, hello, it's me. Hello from the other side. I'm rolling in the deep over here. I was dying yesterday watching those fans not know what to do. I will give them credit. They were cheering wildly for the Patriots at the end of the game, which last week I said, if that one's close and TB12 is driving, I have a feeling the crowd's going to cheer if
and when he walked out on the field.
Oh, they gave him a good
heavy booze.
They gave him some booze, but there was a good pop.
Yeah.
But doesn't it all seem fake now? How did that happen last night? You get the Patriots and Bucks going down to the wire, and then
Disney.
Right down the road, you got the Red Sox and Yankees have a play-in game. I'm like, since Disney bought ESPN, it seems like everything is storybook. There's nothing anymore that just sort of happens.
Storybook weekend for Scarlett Johansson. With
she got her $40 million. They need her money back, so they're going to get it in 2 swoops. But it was pretty awesome last night. It was a pretty good game. And those sports moments that occur like that, you just can't help but sit back and say that's pretty neat. That was a pretty neat moment. Just the fact that it all lined up, that he's going to break the all-time passing record right there at his former house. I mean,
Drew in the rain. Get him in a soup. Put him in the rain.
You like that because of his hair? You want to see it melt?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying he was out there for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was there because it was Sunday night game.
Correct.
That was arranged way
but
before.
He was like out on the field in the rain. I'm ready to
I'm with
acknowledge that, and it flatlined.
I think they sat down with a chalkboard and was like, all right, you're going to need 343 yards in the first game. You're going to need 305 in the second. And then by the time the first quarter's over, you'll be in Foxborough and you'll get it.
Average 3/4, you'll be able to break it in Foxborough.
Yep.
And you can boost your numbers the first 3 games, make it easy, or have like the greatest. He was going to break it no matter what.
Yep.
But it was
they pulled him early.
It was incredible. It was just such a moment, and I hate it because it's all me and Bill. And then Bill Belichick's son, that Rick Swamp thing, Steve, with his dumb mullet for attention.
They kept showing and trying to make a thing.
Yeah.
He's very Gruden-esque. Okay, Chris, we get it.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of faces.
Tongue out.
Look at him, Al. He's very Gruden. I like it. I think he's great. Look, he's great. Shut up, Collinsworth. You like everybody. But if you ever watch the Steve Belichick press conference, it's one of the funniest things you'll ever watch because he went out and did an impression of his dad. Like the press thought they were going to, when he did the Super Bowl thing, and he just, it's going to be pretty lit. We're going to have a lit time. It's like he was saying young words as his dad, and I was like, all right, this kid might be funny. But he's trying too hard. The mullet's not cool. You're doing it for completely for attention. Yeah, the whole family seems to have like their claw in the ribs of America just to make us hate them, and they seem to like it.
Well, he started coaching at 13 for the team.
Right. Sure, he had no choice.
10 years.
You know his dad is, right? Your future's been determined.
You're in 8th grade now.
You're going to go ahead and be a professional football coach.
You're 5'8". You're not going to play in the league.
Don't worry about it. You were never going to play in the league anyway. Put your school books down. Math is stupid. Learn the playbook. That's all it was. But he's a doofus. And I don't know how they keep, like, they find a group from Central Casting in Hollywood of punchable little pricks and put them on the sidelines of the Patriots. And Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniel's the biggest one. I
just
hate
somebody
that
you would rear back and hit him in a bar just for looking at you. He's one of those people you realize why. Dude, you got into a fight. I had to bail you out of jail. What happened? I don't know. This guy was looking at me. I'm like, you fought because he was looking at. Now I understand that because I think if Josh McDaniel looked at me, I'd be like, "What's your problem, asshole?" Yeah. Like I think most
that
of the
was
time,
him in Denver. That's when I started. Look at this asshole.
As an adult human being. You don't get in fights. You just don't. It's just you're not in it anymore. If you're starting to swing in your 40s,
I'll take them on.
Yeah, I'll defend myself, but I'm not going to fight anybody. But I think maybe I would. Josh McDaniel is just looking at me. I kind of get that now that he's looking at me. What's this guy want? I don't like how he's looking at me. I'm not sure I could walk away from it. I think I would be the antagonist. Like, you got a problem?
Yes, he's the guy that you poke.
Yeah, be like, do you have a problem with me?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You just turn your eyes somewhere else. You need to look at something. What's this guy's problem?
Hey,
and then I'd be the asshole.
Whoa, bro.
Very punchable faces on the Belichick sideline. But what are you going to do? And again, go back to the good stuff this weekend. Cardinals. I mean, little magic of Kyler Murray. I didn't listen to the radio broadcast, but I'm sure SoFi Stadium is sending a bill to the Cardinals broadcast team for all the just absolute wolfly ejac that flew around in that room. I didn't get to hear it, but I'm positive he lost his mind yesterday. His love for Kyler Murray is, it's unmatched. Oh, David, he's the best thing I've ever seen. Hello from the other side. Kyler, I called last time. You must not have been home. Oh, and that's how it is there, Brady. You got to get in there, the mind of this. Oh, I love him.
You hold him, you pet him.
And I will call him George.
I will call him Kyler, David. But yeah, so good for you, Cardinal fans. Excellent weekend. Also, they still haven't found that Brian Laundrie, but some guy said he saw him walking around. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video.
Did you see Inside Edition? They had a dude rolling through the swamp because he got attacked by an alligator. This is the swamp that Brian Laundrie's in.
And he's in it?
They found some random dude who got attacked by an alligator, and that's supposed to relate somehow?
Well, yeah, that's a great story. Was he looking for Brian Laundrie?
But it has F all to do with
yeah, but was he looking for Brian Laundrie?
No.
Oh, he's just in the swamp.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That was the first thing, find a body in the swamp.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you.
Could be Laundrie.
I'm a reporter.
You're going right to that guy?
That's my new. We'll find Laundrie later. The video I can't get enough of is the mermaid-like hair of Dog the Bounty Hunter wandering through the swamps. Have you seen it?
No.
Go to TMZ and watch. This video is the funniest thing you've ever seen. So everybody has to get out of the boat, and there's Dog in his leathers, all of it, and he's waist high in this water, and he's hoofing through the swamps looking for Brian Laundrie.
They're kicking up everything in the swamp.
Like he's able to swim underwater for hours now. So
only thing missing is like nets that they're dragging along the.
Evidently, because at first I'm like, what are they looking for there? They walk him all the way to the edge of the swamp, and you see other guys they go into the, there's an airboat and Dog's in some sort of yacht looking thing, but he hops in his leathers. His hair is so ridiculously golden yellow. It's a riot. It looks like a merman is coming out of the swamps. He looks ridiculous, but they're following him all over the place, and you just can't get enough of this hair because he's like 80, right? I don't know how old Dog is. He looks
69, I think.
Is he only 69? Jesus, time has not been kind. But that hair, and then it's
Beth.
It is. Look at that. If you play the video, and he's there's no reason for him to be in that water at all. It's all for show, and they film it and put it out. It is so funny.
Oh yeah,
It is so funny. And he's wearing his dog gear. He doesn't even have like a swimmer.
Does the Appalachian Trails extend down into Florida?
Evidently. Because that's where they saw him in Carolina and Tennessee. Somebody saw him up in.
Gotcha.
He's in a car, though.
Earn your degree.
Laundrie's in a car now. So if Dog, who's found his campsite twice down in Florida, is on the trail, he lost him. Because the last known sighting now, or suspected sighting, he was in a car up there by... was it Carolina, Tennessee, somewhere like that? Yeah. But there's Dog. It is so great. Because he's no reason to be in this water.
Right.
And clearly...
Push the boat over so through there. I got it.
He calls himself Dog.
If you want, I can hold your camera while you jump in if you are jumping in. If not,
Yeah, a cameraman got to get in this swamp full of alligators, too, for show. But look at his hair. It's perfect. I mean, as dog hair goes. None of these dudes.
Don't follow me. I'll follow you.
What's the reward on Laundrie?
I heard 50,000.
50 grand is it?
Yeah.
Did they get 50 grand for those two escape guys out there? And they got to be more than that.
I think it was 50,000.
That's nothing. I wouldn't look.
You're not going to find them.
Grand. No way. You got to put a tariff on that because the dudes who escaped from Florence were 50 grand, and the only reason I know that is because a Steeler fan found them. And they're like, "Where's this 50 grand?" That was two of them, granted, but still,
this one is 30,000 for tips.
A tip is 30.
Dog adds 10,000 as a reward.
His own hard
personally adds 10,000.
10 grand. It's only 40 or 50 grand to find this guy. Off you go.
Yeah, rewards totaling $30,000 offered for tips.
That's terrible. Put that in this infrastructure bill. The Brian Laundrie reward needs to be
a law
trillion.
firm that's offering an additional 20.
Yeah,
so the Lerner and Rowe of Florida is offering.
I trust it
20.
as far as I can throw it. When companies get involved,
right?
There's going to be it's like the hole-in-one contest at a golf tournament. You hit the hole-in-one, you're like, congratulations.
Now you got to come back.
You qualified to hit the hole-in-one again. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oh yeah, you hit the hole-in-one. If you do it again, you win the car. Like that's impossible.
The old Fiesta Bowl challenge.
Yeah. Remember that? What golf tournament we play in that one time, Brady? And they were like, it was chipping the ball in the hole.
Yeah.
And if you, I think it was a Cadillac or something. And it was a 50, 60-yard chip. And you're like, this is amazing. Everybody's $20 a guy. Line of people. We're all chipping. I'm doing it again. Another ball. And then you find out when some drain it. And a few people did. That then they went into another.
You're in the finals.
They were in a chip
or
off.
maybe quarterfinals.
They were in
I don't know how many. Yeah,
single shot. That's it. Win the car. And it was like a 180-yard drive or a par 3. You had to hole out.
Oh yeah.
I have to hit a hole in one off the
it's
chipping game.
It's just 201 yards.
Yeah, it's a 201 into the wind,
floating green.
Yeah, and the pin is right on the edge. Good luck. So this was a tournament hole. There'd be 0 holes in one on it. Right. Do you want the Cadillac or not? I'll try.
Okay.
And then you embarrass yourself by chunking one up there. And then they have the nerve to say, anybody who puts it on the green qualifies for another $20 to win the car. Everybody can put it on the green. All right, then hole in one on a 400-yard par 4. If you hit the sprinkler head, it'll bounce. All right, this is never going to happen. Never, ever. But Dog the Bounty Hunter crawling around in that sewage.
He's probably liking the fact that it's low because he'll be the only one looking for him.
That could be. Yeah, you get that price up around.
You don't want to pop it up. The more you get, then you get more people involved.
You go national fugitive, it's 6 figures for a reward.
Yeah.
You would think.
Because that's, $100,000 is reasonable. I don't know who puts up the pony. Who puts up the dough for that? The government? The FBI?
Like I said,
you never hear about the
FBI.
payout.
There was a law firm that offered 20.
Well, that's
Dog's
side.
got 10.
Those are side deals.
I know.
I'm talking about when they say reward $50,000.
I think that's the county. Like here
What
that
county?
was Pinal County that was offering that reward for those escaped prisoners.
Well, that makes sense.
It's on their watch.
Because it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they put up $50,000, maybe state.
That's what I'm saying.
But is it
state or county?
What kind of kitty does that come out of?
Taxes.
There could be
pay
corporations too. Will put it up there. Or...
You think? Isn't that dangerous?
I don't know, Brady. I don't know if you can just announce a number without having the backing on it.
So you're telling me like Governor Ducey has a sales team that whenever there's an escape that they call up their corporate friends and go, hey, we could use a few thousand.
Let's crunch some
reward.
numbers. You got 50, Doug.
We're going to spend some of this road money.
I wonder how it works. I wonder if you do something like that, it's dollar for basically it's a complete write-off, like 100%, not a
like the WNBA.
Yeah.
It's 100% write-off, and yet it still survives. Nobody ever asks where the money comes from. Huh. It's just funded. Interesting. Well, it's somewhat fascinating, but if you want to find him, $50,000, I'd hold him hostage for God's sakes. If I found Brian Laundrie, I'd be like, $50,000's not enough. You don't get your laundry until I get my price. I'd hold him hostage for $100,000.
It's $50K, and you'll get a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
Dog will. And you get your N-word card back. I'd clunk that Laundrie in the head, tie him up, put him in my game room, and call the authorities and go, I know where Laundrie is if you guys want him, but $100,000 minimum. Where's the tip? All right. You just heard me. I know where he is. If you don't say $100,000 to you at the end of this, he's still in Wyoming. I just saw him. And I'd send him on a wild goose chase. But if I find him, I'm not making a big stink for $50,000. They're going to tax you. And
according to this article, Crime Stoppers provides a lot of money through fundraisers, sponsors, and donations for reward money.
What, do they just sit on it all year?
Apparently.
Huh. Scott Haynes says, John, you cannot put a price on that N-word card. That is true. That is an invaluable get back for Dog. He's spending money to get his card back. It's a riot. I just don't understand the way things work anymore. It's all goofy. You got this dude with the cowardly...
Laundry dude's been doing pretty good as far as eluding.
He's great at it for just some dumb kid. Of course, he's had no responsibilities his whole life. He spent the last few years driving around the country. He's been looking for nooks and crannies.
Practicing.
Yeah, he's been seeing hiding spots. Yeah, he's been prepping for hiding spots for a long time.
I tell you, if you've gone through any of those Utah national parks, there's a lot of places to hide.
I drove from Kearney, Arizona, back to my home years ago, the South Route. There's a Circle K, a closed diner.
This is where you discovered the Tom Mix Memorial.
No. I went by it without knowing it.
Oh.
The Biodome. And that is all. And all I kept saying was, if I killed someone, this is where I would go. And I'm like, I wonder, and if I'm thinking that, not a murderer, because I'm not Brady, it's exactly what a murderer would say. But I'm not Brady. But if I'm thinking this is where I'd bury the body, somebody who wants to kill someone, who has that first, That's
right.
So now it's premeditated. Because it'd be like, if I hated you, I'm like, hey, Brady, I got this golf course I know about. I just opened up out there in Kearney. It's Aces. I haven't heard of it. Well, let's hop in and do it. Then now I'm thinking about, like, I'm going to drive you right to the spot. It's The Sopranos when Syl killed Adriana, took her into the woods because he knows a spot, and there's nobody's ever in there. Our whole state is for burial. Constant burial. You just have to, leave no traces. But if I can think that way, not a murderer, then the murderers are thinking that way. So if Brian Laundrie was driving the country looking around, he was looking for hiding places. He's doing Easter egg hunt 3 days early.
Yeah.
He said, oh, that's a good hiding spot. Like what we do for the Easter keg. All year long, I'm looking around. Ooh, that's a good one. I'll remember that for next year. He's doing it, except for without kegs, he's doing it with girlfriends. And I got a meme this weekend that made me search to see if the shirt was real, or it's Brian Laundrie hugging his girlfriend there, that Gabby girl.
Oh.
And it's got a picture of O.J. Simpson. It says WWOJD.
Yeah.
And I searched the internet far and wide for that shirt. Couldn't get it. But I did find one that is a picture of O.J. that says Lady Killer, and that's on the way. I got that in my Anne Frank shirt. I don't know that I'll ever wear them out of the house, but I really like having them on the rack. Good stuff.
John, did Trump give Dog a pass? Because last I heard, wasn't he stuck in Mexico, couldn't even get back into the country?
Yeah, I don't know how Dog's story went, because for a while there he was just done. Because remember he was in Mexico City for a little bit.
He got in a little jam.
He's never coming back. He's a felon. He shouldn't have been down there, and now he's.
Right.
They said if he came back, he'd go straight to jail, and then he had to go to some trial for that. Evidently, he got like the Medal of Honor and was exonerated for that. Now he's in a swamp looking for bad guys.
I tell you what, Judge, the next criminal that comes up that you need found, I'm on the case.
Yeah,
I'll
help look for all wanted.
You move that boat for the dog.
Yeah, dog. What's he doing here? Isn't this sort of like Tom
Selleck? He's going to walk into the mangrove there.
Like if Tom Selleck drove up in the Ferrari, we'd all think he's lost his mind, right? He's a TV detective. Like if Matlock were here, we would laugh and send him home. But Dog gets a pass. He's a real bounty hunter. No, he's not.
He and the guide that he has, those two people, are going to be able to cover some serious grounds in that swamp.
Oh, sure.
2 people.
Yeah, 2 dudes in leather.
And 20 boats watching.
Dog's covered in leeches now, too, which is even better. He's tick-dipped, that dog. I'm impressed because society's fallen completely and utterly apart, and I don't know. And you know what else is bothering me, Brady? I'm just going to go on a little thing.
Yeah.
Hey, to the marketing team of DraftKings. Rhyming is hard.
It's no stressy, Jesse.
Right. No stressy, Jesse, after the line. It is Automatica, Martin Grammatica. That's like saying grapefruit and dragon fruit rhyme. They don't. Automatica and Grammatica don't rhyme. Stop it. And that little clever face she has, I want to punch her in the face, too.
Make it rain.
Yeah. It's Automatica, Martin Grammatica. No stressy, Jesse. Martin got it right. That's how you rhyme. Martin nailed it. Jesse.
Don't do it, Jesse.
His nickname is Automatica Grammatica, which is just kind of sing-songy flowing. It isn't a rhyme.
Right.
They based the whole ad campaign. And how come DraftKings can't get a superstar? They get Jamie Foxx.
How many
She's been there for
Grammaticas
the
were
get
there?
now. I was wondering, is that the guy
Grammatica.
originally? Is that the daughter of the guy who started
Maybe
it?
Martin Grammatica started it himself. I don't know.
Or she's the person.
But
She would say that.
But who would say, oh, what a coup. We got Martin Grammatica as our spokesperson. Like, okay. They got Jamie Foxx, and the other guy got Ben Affleck.
JB Smoove.
You got JB Smoove and Patton
Those are pretty fun,
Oswalt.
too.
You got like loads of these great spots going on in it. Martin Grammatica is our guy? Okay. That's how big we are. Okay.
And her blocky face is weird.
Well, I'm not going to get into that, Toledo. That's just picky. But you're right.
It is.
You're 100% right. Her face is blocky. It's been bothering me all weekend because they ran that spot 100 times. That is Automatica, Martin Grammatica. I'm like, no stretchy, Jesse. Like, ooh, is this about rhyming? Because you're bad at it.
And
Grapefruit, dragon
think,
fruit. Nope, you don't understand rhyming.
I think they put him in front of a green screen, too, because they couldn't get him on a field again.
Right. Well, he's not flying all the way over there for this. He's Martin Grammatica, for God's sake.
Right. We'll come to you.
Remember Bill Grammatica came in here. You weren't here then. Bill Grammatica was a regular guest on the show for like
great
6-7 weeks. And he, I don't know if we can tell tales out of school, but he banged some chick that he met in the crowd. And we found out about her. She was pretty, too. She came in and told us the story. Very pretty girl. And she's like, yeah, I was at the game, and he was kicking field goals before the game, and they didn't have the net up, and one of them hit me in the face. And he came over and was super sweet, and he's like, I'm so sorry. Gets a glimpse of this chick. And he's like, I'd love to make it up to you. And she's like, sure. So she gets a call from him and says, hey, you want to come over real quick? And she's like, I guess. I think they'd gone to dinner once or something. And then so she's like, sure. And she's like, hurry up and get over here. It's like, all right, I'll be there. It's Automatica, Bill Grammatica, because that rhymes. And she drove all the way over to his house and gives him the old high hard one. And then he's like, you got to get out of here. He's like, why? Because my parents will be home any minute. Bill had to live with his parents. His parents wouldn't let him not live with them because
all the brothers had to go through
Martin and Bill, the kickers in the NFL.
It was like their 2-year mission with their parents. They had to
because they're afraid that you're going to be in the lifestyle of whoredom and drugs and NFL debauchery. And he was doing it every time he went to Safeway. And the girl comes back. She goes, "It was so weird because I had to run away from his house." I'm like, he's a and so we asked him, and he's like, "Hey, I have to live with my parents." He's like, "I don't want people to know that." I'm like, well, you got to tell the girls you're boning to shut up then because they told us, and this is hilarious.
My brother's bumming out because he's coming up next year.
Right. He had another kicker in the family that's stressed out. And they're like, all right, Martin, you're on your own. What do you think's going to happen when mom and dad leave you after 2 years of... But that girl was pretty.
He got grounded. What are you doing jumping after the...
And then he blew his knee up celebrating. Bill Grammatica, not as Automatica. Don't stress me, Jesse. Oh, man, her smug little face like they've done something clever. It's just so bad. Anyway, sorry. I digress. The things that bother me.
It does make you think, though, when you see that right off the bat, you're like, who is that?
Martine Grammatica. Grammatica.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. I have no idea who Jesse is. She's some blockhead.
No one.
Yeah, no one knows. And it's not like she's especially great at it. But whatever.
She beat everyone else out on the
look,
auditions.
I didn't win any gambling this weekend, which is the reason I'm kind of mad.
Yeah, I went over.
Oh, I'm not even trying anymore. I'm way too addicted to the crushed. I'm way too addicted to the heavy hit. Like if I see
too.
plus 20,000, I'm like,
single
what is
game
that?
parlays yesterday, and I was like plus
I had
1,200. That's nothing.
I had like a plus 200,000 at Terry Bradshaw to a touchdown yesterday. I was like, oh, he might come back.
There's a chance.
I don't know if he's on the active roster, but there's a good chance something might bounce off his head or something.
Oh, look, he's near a field.
Yeah,
it could happen.
At this point,
dear Mr. Hanratty,
if Terry Hanratty came back in for 1 yard, I just need Hanratty to get 1 yard. It's $1 million. Is he still alive? I don't know. If Terry Hanratty can just muster a first down, that's all I need. Who is Terry Hanratty? Trust me, it's a bet. Shut up. I'm not going for anything normal. And again, we're at that stage now where every Monday or Sunday night I start hearing from friends going, my 19 parlay missed by one. I'm like, I think that's what...
That's the design.
I think that's what parlay means in Italian.
Right.
You're going to miss by one. I've never heard anybody. I've hit all 9 of my parlay. It's always, I missed stupid Stanford, beat Oregon. There's always
one. If you have a 9-leg parlay, you're doing some... That's amazing, I know.
Paul Sura lost it on the Oregon-Stanford game. I thought, trust me.
And that was the one?
That was the one. 8 for 9. Lost it on the Oregon-Stanford.
I
don't want to see him today.
No. Who gave him the app?
Yeah, I don't want him to. He's great at that stuff. But 8 out of 9. I pick mostly favorites. And he goes, and then the one goddamn upset is the easiest one. And I'm like, oh,
he's not that good at it.
Well, he's good at it. But 8 out of 9.
Chosen 8.
Look, 8 out of 9 should get you something. Get your mic
like
at the
the
very
guys every now and then.
Tell that story walking in Vegas.
Hey, shouldn't I get something for this? We're 97%.
Come into this room over here. I'll tell you what you get.
You get nothing. You get 2 thumbs that don't break. Yeah, you get the honor and try again. I don't know. It's but the betting slips are everywhere, and I'm getting text from. I'm not doing it much, but I had the stupid bet that we had on Thursday to try to win. I got to do something better because this is for charity. What we're doing on Thursdays, and I'm digging a hole, man. There's no possible way. None of us can win because we're all so stupid we're swinging for grand slams and no one's on.
Right. Brady won a low one. I won a really
tame
low
it down.
one.
Keep it down to plus 650.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just nickel and dime.
above.
Give yourself a chance.
Matriculate down the gambling field. I'm trying to hit 5-run home runs. I don't know what's going on with my bets. I'm having fun, but
I did hit one this weekend.
What'd you get?
$11.74.
That's a win, Brady. What was the bet?
$5.
On?
It was a high state.
See, I won't even wager $5 because I'm like, I won't
and that's the problem. You end up betting
attention.
on your team, too.
You bet $5 on Ohio State?
I bet I'm doing all $5 bets.
See, to me, $5 bets are what you do with an uncle. You get in a gambling app, go for it. And that's my issue.
Yeah, there's where 1-800-NEXT step.
But I'm doing it one at a time with the stupidest bet you can find. Because I find it to be, one of these days, if one hits, it makes up for all of it. But chances are none of the things I'm betting on are ever going to hit. Ever. Najee Harris scores 4 touchdowns. But I think about last year, Chase Claypool for the Steelers had 4 touchdowns in one game. That would have been a ridiculous payout. And I would have bet it. 4 touchdowns from one dude pays $20,000 on a $100 bet? Okay. I'll throw a C note at that. It's never going to occur. You have to strike the center of the bullseye so hard. But I am having fun doing it. And I did bet on the WNBA yesterday. And like everything with the WNBA, as a man, I lost. I just threw a bet.
That's your second bet on the WNBA.
Yeah, because it was like plus 750. And you know why I do it? Because I want to keep that one dude who's probably got a meeting with his boss every Monday going, all right, whatever you're doing is drawing nobody. We had 0 bets on all our games yesterday. I wanted to
start giving it. It's a lost leader.
Somebody made a bet on the Aces. Somebody said the Aces were going to win by 30.
Let them win.
How am I to know?
One guy in charge of setting the odds for the WNBA.
He's sitting
You're going to be right out of here.
That dude has scars all over his body. Yeah. There's no way the guy that sets the line for
You're
WNBA.
scaring people off.
He's a cutter. He's got to be.
No, I think he's like a 75-year-old dude who's been doing it for 60 years, and this is all he can get right.
He's retired, and he's like, "This is the only thing I know."
Yep. Plus 5.
Or it's a lesbian. And speaking of Buffalo Bill, yesterday, Beth Mowans was the broadcaster.
Isn't she like locally on the call a lot up there, though?
In Buffalo? God, I don't know.
They're going to hire her after yesterday's game. Shut out.
Oh,
she's the charm?
Yeah,
40 to
she's
nothing.
the charm.
Look out.
And it's not so much, look, people always get on me like, you don't want a girl to broadcast the games. No, I don't, because no man and you never been in a Hooters or a sports bar of any sort where you hear guys going, shut up, you guys, I want to hear the ladies talking. It's never been something we've begged for. We've never wanted more women talking during football. Sorry that hurts people's feelings. I'm 100% right across the board about this. There isn't a man out there that says, I want to hear more from the ladies during sports. It's never been a thing. But they've shoehorned their way in. And Beth Mowans, fine, knows the game. I'm not saying it's impossible to know the game. We just don't want to hear female voices during the game. Almost all of us. She pukes. And it offends me as a professional broadcaster because that's one of the first things you're taught. And that's one of the first signs you know whether somebody's got it or not. Is that they're pukers. Brockmeyer made fun of it in an entire series. Men do it all the time, and they get ridiculed for it and run out of Dodge. Brenneman was borderline.
Well,
then you meet Tom, and you realize Tom pukes
that's how he talks
for dinner. I'm going to have this for dinner tonight, and it's going to be fantastic. But to puke it out, Tom would really have to. That's the difference.
And that's the thing you see with Beth, because when she gets in a conversation with the people in the booth, she can have it normally, and then when she turns back to the game,
now it's time to get back to the ball game.
That's exactly when it happens. When she's
single syllable words that end up lasting like 8 seconds. That was a heck of a play. What are you doing to the end of that word? I'm puking it out as a freshman would at Ball State University broadcasting. It's what everybody makes fun of with it. So nobody, because she's a woman, because she's groundbreaking, nobody will ever say Beth Mowans pukes all her words. And that is low-level, bargain basement, Bush League broadcast technique. It is. It flat out is. And if a guy does it, we ridicule him for it. Greg Schulte, he's a puking machine down there with the Diamondbacks. That's all I've made fun of for years. Not a soul ever emails me, go, why do you do that to Greg? Greg knows he pukes. He's the boy Beth Mullen. I think they sound exactly the same. Diamondbacks on the field tonight, and I tell you what, that Chad Tracy used to get under my skin, but not quite like this team does. 110 losses? Oh, boy.
Isn't that right, Candy?
Candy, tell them all about it. It's the puke thing is when you pull your head back and make your chin bury your vocal cords. That and sing-song. Those are the two things you're like, this guy will never be anything. Yeah. There's certain people who talk when they talk on the radio, and that ends up being sort of this thing where you feel like you're going to get seasick.
Just wait for the female Gus Johnson.
Oh,
we're just
Gus
one or two seasons
unique,
away.
Oh, you're right. Unfortunately, you're 100. Oh, geez, look at the surprise. Jay Gutentag, the lady of the audience. I have feelings behind female commentators. I hate them, especially on football. It's as bad as Dick's voice on your show. By the way, without Brett, that doesn't mean you get more talk time.
So Dingy.
She's putting it to you there. Anyway, again, we have to, as men, say, okay, geez, I hope you guys break that ceiling and everything's great and blah, blah, blah. None of us want it. Not a soul wants it. Will we tolerate it? Sure. Do we want it? No. I never wanted Dan Fouts on in my games.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he retired. It was painful. There's plenty of male broadcasts, but
Eagle.
We can bash. And what's going on with Tony Romo's hair? He dyed his hair black. Like, he looks like Johnny Cash now. I don't know. He and Drew Brees are having a contest for weirdest head.
Yeah, interesting get-ups. The other one was, I didn't know he was calling college football, but RG3 in the booth
is he?
with somebody.
Is he any good?
I thought he was still on a roster.
He's probably not terrible.
Not bad,
He
but
might be.
I didn't recognize him.
I did. I thought he was still on a roster.
He might be. Very possible. Anyway. Yeah, watch Brockmire. And he's the epitome of the washed-up, old-fashioned, puke it all out.
Bob Uecker.
Uecker never puked. Uecker was a
but he would make he
made fun of the pukers like crazy. Just a bit outside.
Yep.
Where you, for no reason, say words that you just throw them up. But Beth Mowen. I was like, the Bills game. I want to see this Bills team because the Steelers beat them. And I'm like, what did we beat here?
And, what's funny, at one time, for a long time, that's why you don't hear it too often. But if you're a broadcaster or in the radio field on the air, every once in a while you'll hear, well, give me your radio voice.
Yeah. No, Brady, they say
give me your
to
broadcast voice.
Brady, they say that to
They've
you.
never said it to me.
People are like, wait, you're on the radio?
Yeah.
Prove it. No, I am. I'm serious.
I don't hear that too often.
I don't.
Boy, you got a voice for radio.
I don't know. People are like, you must put one on. Do your radio voice. I'm doing it. Well, what kind of audience are you talking to? I hate it when people say that to me.
Hey, boss, give me your...
So what do you do for a living? I do a radio show. Oh, I hear it now. I'm like, I'm not... Come on. This is just how I sound. Oh, I hear it now. You're putting it on. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm here to tell you that it hurts to pee, doctor. And I'm doing it with a very clear diction.
You step it up. I do a radio program.
Yes, my diction is clear, but my dick is not. It hurts to pee. Help me out. Anyway, football. Cardinal fans fly high today, but do not mention the power rankings. That is a douche move. That is a thing that no one should pay attention to.
Because you're just going to get knocked down.
Well, beyond that, it's not a stat. It's what women would do in the office. It's what Beth would do downstairs. Not Mowen, but the old Beth that used to come in and talk about Austin Colley's big day because she had a jersey of his and she thought everybody thought he was the best receiver like she did. She didn't know anything about football at all.
Trying to BCS the NFL. That's all you're doing is doing a coach's poll.
Exactly. And it's not even an official one. It's just some writer.
Right.
Dan Henzus decides they're good.
Well, every website has one. ESPN has theirs.
A perfect example, though. Beth, when she worked here downstairs and would wander, talk about Austin Colley.
Oh, yeah.
And why did she like Austin Colley?
Because
it's hot.
He was Peyton's receiver, but her thing was, you should like him too, John, because he went to Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right.
But he went to Pittsburgh, Kansas. The small school. Not the one in Pennsylvania where the big Pittsburgh.
No. It's got a name, Pittsburgh. You should like all of them.
So she was an expert on Austin Colley.
Where do you think they got that name?
She would be the first one to wander around going, Cardinals are 1 in the power rankings. They're 1.
How are you not a Dan Marino and Tony Dorsett fan?
Oh, God. Yeah, exactly.
And Aaron Donald.
Right, I am. You should like them. They went to Pittsburgh. Yeah, one without an H. And I know you don't know where to put it in the word. I know that. Your
I'm giving
brain
you the H.
rotten.
You tell me where to put it.
Throw an H in Pittsburgh and tell me where it goes. Shut up, you jack. Cardinals are 1. That's how you know somebody doesn't know what they're. Cardinals are 1 in power ranking.
My friend goes to Carnegie.
Well, at least they got that close. It's in the right city. Anywho, what's on the big board of musical treats? We don't have Bert here today.
We don't, but it's still the Action Ride Shop Wake Up Song board from our Facebook page. The first quote on there, or the first request, 311, yo.
Why?
I don't know if that's a song or if that's just an exclamation.
Nope, I'll rerun 9/11. It's better for your ears to hear 9/11.
Apparently, it's LeJean's birthday from 7 days, so
done.
we had a couple of requests there.
Done.
All right,
Let's
one
do.
you want?
It's not a wake-up song, but
Angel's Son.
Angel's Son's so good. You can't do it for a wake-up song. What do I go through?
We got Denial. We got Black. We got
all
Waffle.
Good. All good. I want to hear something different.
Come on, Ray.
I'll get it. Hold on. I love Enemy.
Enemy's good.
Waffle. Bitch. We'll go with Enemy, just because it's familiar to everybody, and it's LeJean's. We want to get some of his fine work out there. That's a good one. Good stuff. Yeah, that power ranking thing drives me nuts.
I think it should be added in any sponsor of the Cardinals right now. Put it in your commercials.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 1 in power rankings this week.
Don't even say this week. Just say we're number 1 in power rankings, just because you can run it later. Just in case they don't
you can
fall
run
off.
with it longer.
Yeah, you can just ride it until they don't. That's a team, though. That's a legit squad yesterday. They proved a lot of people who were like, last question, can they play a legitimate team crisply and well coached? And they did. I was on the outside.
Aaron, this is the test. This is the test.
I was on the outside of that pool, not ready to jump in to say that they're that good yet, because I hadn't seen them play a well-coached game. I've seen a lot of athletes doing a lot of great things, and they're loaded with talent. I had not seen the coaches win a game. Yesterday they did. The game plan was ridiculous. Kyler Murray scrambling all over the place. They held that defensive line in check. Their plan was to get the ball loose free and fast, and that was good.
Spread it out.
They got it out there. So Cardinals are a legitimate contender right now. The only people that can blow it is them. I thought they would be last in this division this year and win 10 games. It's still very possible this thing comes and goes. I mean, remember last year they started off gangbusters and started to crap the bed late in the season.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
Health.
I don't see that this year. They're loaded and they're deep and they're good. That's a good football team.
Big Red Badass.
What did you just say?
Badass 98 KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.